Hello and welcome back to another English lesson with me, Greg, from All That English with Greg. Now today I've got a bit of a grammar lesson for you based on modals. I got requested to do this video and it's a great topic. Many students have problems with this, but I'm going to explain it to you clearly, and by the end of the video I'm sure you will say, modals? That's so easy. If you are new here, then please subscribe to the channel. And if you like this type of video, give it a thumbs up so I know to do more grammar videos for you. Let's begin. What is a modal verb? Well, a modal verb is a verb like would, might, may, shall, should, could. They're different to normal verbs, all right? They have different rules. They act in different ways. We're not going to worry about that. We're just going to worry about how to use them in natural English. I'm going to tell you a couple of rules, but give you many examples so that you can use them correctly and fluently. So first of all, we're talking about probability with these verbs. So let's first understand the level of the most probable modal verb to the least probable modal verb. Okay, here they are in order of most probable. Will, must, should, might, may, could, can't, won't. Okay? That is the order of probability. The next thing I want to tell you is where we put these verbs. Where do we put them in the sentence? Well, basically, we put them between the person, I, you, he, she, and the main verb, like walk, come, go. So this way you create sentences like he might go, I must come, he should take. Okay, that is a very basic sentence using a modal verb. Okay, so using modal verbs, it's a good idea to look at some pictures and to speculate. Like, we're not 100% sure what's happening in the pictures, but we can guess, we can use probability, we can use expressions using modal verbs to guess and say what probably is happening in the photo. So let's have a look at this photo. I am very, very sure that these are tourists. So I can say they'll be tourists. Okay, they will be tourists. I can make the contraction, they will, they'll be tourists. They'll be tourists. I'm also very, very sure, maybe like 95% sure, that they are lost. So I can say, they must be lost. Okay, they are lost. They must be lost. Be careful, it's not they must are lost. No, after one of these modal verbs, we always use the infinitive. Be, come, not comes, not coming, come. They must come from a different country. They must be lost. They must be tourists. Okay, look at this photo. This is a friend or family member of the tourists. Okay, they're sitting by the phone thinking they should be at the hotel now. They should be at the hotel now. This means that if everything is okay, it's an assumption. It's an assumption. She assumes that if everything is okay, they are at the hotel. So she says they should be. They should be at the hotel now. All right? Remember, for an assumption, if everything is okay and you assume something is true, use should. They should be at the hotel by now. Let's have a look at this tourist. I really don't know where he's from, but he might be English. He might be English. He could be Scottish. He could be Scottish. He may come from Ireland. He may come from Ireland. All right, may, might, and could, they're all possible, but I'm not sure which is true. But they're all possible. They're all real possibilities. I'm not very sure they're true, but I also know that they're real possibilities. I think may, might, and could, we can't say that one is more probable than the other. They're all more or less 50–60% possible. I could also look at this photo and say, he can't be Italian. He can't be Italian. All right, it's not probable. It's very unlikely that he is Italian. He can't be Italian. He must be Italian. All right, so that is fairly straightforward, fairly simple, okay? Now, problems usually happen when we're talking about probabilities in the past. All right, when we're using these modal verbs, should, might, may, could, but we're using them in the past tense. That's usually when most students make mistakes. So let's have a look at how to use them in the past. It's really not that complicated. Basically, when we're talking in the past, we only have to add the word have. The thing is, when we speak quickly and at a natural speed, this word have sounds like of. Repeat that word, of. All right, it uses the schwa sound, followed by v, of. So what we want to do is take this sound, of, and connect it to the modal verbs. So instead of will, we have will of. Must, must have. Should, should have. Might, might have. May, may have. Could, could have. Can't, can't have. Mustn't, mustn't have. And won't, won't have. Okay? Then all you have to do is put that word between the person and the main verb. The only difference is that you have to put this main verb in the past participle. So instead of saying he must speak, you don't say he must have speak, but you say he must have spoken. He must have spoken. They should arrive. They should have arrived. Oh, is that the time? There's no point going to the station now. The train will have left. The train will have left. The train will have left. The train will have already left. You're having breakfast at 11 o'clock in the morning? Poof. You must have woken up late. You must have woken up late. You must have woken up late. A great way of seeing this in context is by having a quick Google search for information about Stonehenge. What is Stonehenge? Why is it there? Nobody really knows. There are many different possibilities. There are many theories. So when you look up information about it on the internet, there's all these modal verbs. Stonehenge could have been a burial ground. The ring might have been left incomplete. The ring might have been left incomplete. 3 of the posts may have had spiritual significance. 3 of the posts may have had spiritual significance. Okay, we're talking about the past, we're not sure, we use a modal verb to express possibility, and we do it in that way. Alright, there's one more aspect to this that I want to talk to you about, and that is in the past, in the negative. Alright, so we're making negative speculations in the past. Ooh, it's getting complicated. Not really. All we have to do now is add another word. The other word is not. Alright, but when we're speaking naturally at a normal rhythm, not sounds like nt. And we usually put this before of. So not have, these 2 words that we want to add, become nt've. have. Must, mustn't have. Mustn't have. Delete the T of must. Nobody pronounces that in this form, okay? Mustn't have, mustn't have, n't have, n't have, mustn't have. Should, shouldn't have, shouldn't have, n't have, shouldn't have. Might, n't have, mightn't have, mightn't have. Could, couldn't have, couldn't have, couldn't have, n't have, n't have, couldn't have. There are only two which are slightly different. One is will, because the negative of will is won't. Won't have. And may. We don't say mayn't have, we say may not have. May not have. There's always an exception in English. So again, we need the past participle, which is go, went, gone, gone. So using this in a conversation, you would say he won't have gone, he mustn't have gone, he shouldn't have gone, he mightn't have gone, he may not have gone, he couldn't have gone, he won't have gone. Right, I've got a question for you, which I want you to answer for me in the comments below. Right, you're walking down the street and you see a man lying on the floor. What happened? What happened? I want you to guess, to speculate, using a modal verb in the negative, in the past, or in the positive, in the past, to guess, to speculate what happened to this man who was lying on the floor in the middle of the street. He might have, he could have, he won't have, he mustn't have. Use your modal verbs, put your answer in the comments, and if necessary, I'll give you some corrections. Right, if you've liked this video, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you are new here, and I highly recommend you watch that video next. Or that video. You choose. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you there. Or there. Bye for now.